right, we made it to Georgia. We're now in LaGrange. So I didn't post this online, but I had a deer to pick up, and I'll give you the story behind it probably when I get back home. But I had this guy Jay up there with Skulls and Antlers make me this little plaque here that I'm gonna put on the wall. He done a very good job with it and got it done quick. I thought it looked cool. Georgia 8-point. I picked it up, and then for my 9-point I had to go by and get the meat from the processor. And I used the Rack Shack there in Cuthbert. I'm excited to try the burger. He said that they put ribeye trimmings in them, so that'll be interesting. But this whole big Yeti 65 quarts full of deer meat just from that 9-point. But we stopped here in LaGrange. We're going north, see if we can see some snow. Said there's some snow around Rome and Atlanta area. And it's cold out. It's about 39 degrees right now. Supposed to get down around 18 in Rome tonight. What is this creek called, Jamie?
Look, I got me a brand new chatterbait.
Yellow Jacket Creek.
Hey, brand new chatterbait.
Heck yeah. Woo! 18 degrees this morning. Carrollton, Georgia. Little story at the end of it. So this buck, I'm sitting in the stand, and probably about 400 yards I see a buck. I just climbed up in the stand. I'd been sitting in a ground blind on a different part of the property. So I got out of the ground blind and made the walk over to the ladder stand, and it took me about 20 minutes to get there. I was just kind of taking my time, looking around. And I get there, I crawl up it, I sit down, and as soon as I sit down, I see this buck from this side at about 400 yards out there, and it was going toward Brantley, where he was sitting on the property. So I texted him and I said, "You got a rack buck coming your way." You know, I didn't know how big it was. Just seen it chasing a doe through there, and so a few minutes goes by and I hear him shoot, and then he shoots again, and he didn't know if he hit it or not. So I'm sitting there for a little while, and during that time I have a nice buck, 17-inch probably inside, come behind me, probably 10 yards under me, but it was a real low rack, and I didn't shoot it, and then I was kicking myself in the butt after that. But then I see what we know now to be this deer at around 600 yards out there coming back, and it's limping. So I'm thinking, well, Brantley hit that deer. I'm watching it for a little bit in the scope, and I'm thinking Brantley hit it in the front leg as it's limping. So I shoot at it across there, and it turned out to be 609 yards I hit this deer. But yeah, that was a little short story I wanted to tell about it. I shot it with a 270, and it wasn't the best spot, but it ran about 50 yards and died. So I thought it was pretty cool. So I took it to Jay with Skulls and Antlers. I videoed a little bit of that in the video. You seen where the billboard was that he had made, or the sign. But I took it to him, and he's right there in Parrott, Georgia. He charged me $80 to get it cleaned up, and I come toting it over there with the head cut off of it, and that's what he done. He got it looking good. So not the biggest buck, but, and like I said, we didn't know exactly how big it was, or I didn't come back. I just knew it was limping, but he never hit it. What it was I don't know if that deer had been fighting or something happened, but it had a scuff mark on its leg. I don't know what happened, but there was definitely something wrong with it. And if you actually look at these horns, this side this would be the opposite side of where the wound was on the leg, and it's kind of weird looking, like it might have been jacked up, but hard to show you in the camera. But that's what it is. Well, we're gonna be having a spec fishing video coming up very soon, so be on the lookout for that. Hunting season's over with. I'm gonna do some filming with the field trials coming up, running the dogs in the off season some when we can, when it's legal to, and a lot of fishing coming up. Stay tuned.